Jesus was talking about the end times and about how God's children should be when Jesus returns again. And he was using parables to explain this. And one parable in particular can be found in Matthew chapter 25, reading from verse 14. Again, Jesus said, it will be like a man who goes on a journey and calls his servants and entrusts his property to them. To one he gives 5 talents of money, to another he gives 2 talents of money, and to a third he gives 1 talent of money, each according to his ability. Then he goes on his journey. The man who had received the 5 talents goes at once and puts his master's money to work and gains 5 more. The one who had received the 2 talents did exactly the same and gains 2 more. But the one who'd received the 1 talent went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants returned and settled accounts with them. The man with the 5 talents brought the other 5 and said, Master, you entrusted me with 5 talents. See, I have gained 5 more. His master replied, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. The man with the 2 talents also came and said, Master, you entrusted me with 2 talents. See, I have gained 2 more. His master replied, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. Then the man who had received the 1 talent came. Master, he said, I knew that you were a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid, and I went out and hid your talent in the ground. See, here is what belongs to you. His master replied, You wicked and lazy servant. So you knew I harvest where I have not sown, and I gather where I have not scattered seed? Well then, you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers, so that when I returned, I would receive it back with interest. Take the talent from him and give it to the one who has the 10 talents. For everyone who has will be given more, and he will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken from him. And throw that worthless servant out into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So what can we learn from that story? Well, I believe in that story the master is in fact Jesus, who has gone away, so to speak, but will return again, and will he find us faithful with what he's given us. In some Bible translations, those servants were not given necessarily talents, but given bags of gold. And I think we can work out from it that God has given us something of great value. And in some cases, some have more, some have less. And it could be a number of things. It could be actual money, it could be possessions, it could be an actual physical talent. But it's also what we know about Jesus. And somebody once told me, if you know enough to believe in Jesus, you know enough to tell others about that? And what are we doing to make sure other people have what we have or know what we know? And it's being faithful in that. It's also being faithful in the opportunities we have or the ideas maybe God has given you, and doing them, not being the wicked, lazy servant. Jesus doesn't want us to be lazy with the ideas he's given us or the things he's given us or the tasks he's given us. And that could be anything from encouraging somebody, that could be going out on the street and telling people about Jesus, but it could be helping other people do that. It could be supporting someone, doing something really boring, a really boring job that helps other people hear about Jesus. It could be sending somebody a message, ringing up somebody and encouraging them. These are like the little one talent things that are so important though. And I think also one thing we can learn from that story is that no matter how many more talents people have to start with, whatever you're faithful with, I think the blessings are the same. Come and share in my Master's happiness. You will be in charge of many things. Whether you were given the 1 talent or 5 talents, if you're faithful with those things, those many things or small things, God will put you in charge of many things. And that means a blessing that perhaps we don't really know about now, we can't understand now, but God will bring about a blessing in our lives in this life or maybe the life to come. So let's be faithful. Let's not be lazy. Let's not bury those ideas, bury those talents, bury those things that we've been given, and instead make the most of them. Think about how we can share Jesus more clearly and more people can know about him.